This is a test of the emergency kit system. Welcome to the familiar Magick podcast. This is Lilith. I'm here with my best friend, Taz. Say hi, Taz.
Hi, Taz.
We are also being joined by two of my minions, Destiny and Shane. Hello. We are going to do the spooky Halloween tag.
We were not tagged in this, we just decided to do it.
Because it sounds fun.
Yeah, and Halloween's awesome, so woohoo!
Alright, number one, favorite horror or Halloween themed song. Mine's an easy one. The Nightmare Before Christmas, This Is Halloween song.
Mine
The original.
Mine is also the original Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween song, This Is Halloween, because, well, I have Jack Skellington everything. I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. Although to me it's a Christmas movie, but you know, whatever. The transvestite.
Yes, Destiny's favorite song is The Sweet Transvestite.
Good song. And This Is Halloween from Shane.
Yep. Alright, question 2, Miss Taz.
Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or in an abandoned building. A clown. I am terrified of clowns. I wouldn't want to run into one there anywhere, ever. Nope.
I would have to say clowns or maybe even Dementors, because those things are creepy too.
Oh yeah, Dementors scare the fuck out of me too, but not weirdly as much as clowns. Like, seriously? Pretty sure you know the little, the boggart would turn into a fucking clown for me. Hate clowns. But it wouldn't be a scary clown, it'd be like the normal happy clowns. Ugh. What would hers be? Okay, just in case our audience didn't hear them, what did they say? Lilith?
Okay, question 3.
Wait, Lilith.
Yes.
Just in case our audience didn't hear them, because we are having mic issues and they're not picking up really well, you're going to have to repeat what they say.
Okay.
So what were Destiny and Shane's answers?
Destiny's answer was Slenderman and Shane's was Cabin in the Woods. I'm guessing that he's referring to the spooky things in the movie. I don't know.
Never seen it, so
that's not one that I've actually seen.
Alrighty then.
Alright, question 3. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? Why, yes. Yes, I have, when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. I was a kid as well. I don't touch the damn things now, though. Nasty shit happened. The end.
What about you two? Ever played with a Ouija board? Nope, I will not let my kids, and they are being good kids, and haven't messed with them.
Yep, I don't let my daughter play with a Ouija board either.
That's not noise about that. Tell you something about.
Hold on, mine's talking. What?
That's the latest trend.
The latest trend at my daughter's school right now is playing with a Ouija board, and what will happen if I catch you playing with a Ouija board?
Oh, I don't do it. I'm just like, okay, you have fucking possessed. Bye.
I don't think you're gonna get possessed, but nasty shit can happen.
All I know is just like this, like printed out Ouija boards, and they're using rings and whatever. And even Toys R Us is selling pink Ouija boards.
I know. I know. Okay, getting back to our tag because we are recording. Sorry, I have a daughter. Yeah.
Number 4, Miss Tazzy.
Tazzy Wazzy Cocoa Puff.
Okay, number 4. Favorite horror monster or villain? I am going to go with Crowley from Supernatural because he is hot and awesome.
I would definitely have to say Crowley. Maybe
Unless you're
Audrey
talking about
too.
unless you're talking about movies, because if you're going movies, I'd have to go with Oogie Boogie.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie was cool. I would definitely have to go with Audrey too, though.
Or Lock, Shock, and Barrel. I think Lock, Shock, and Barrel are actually my favorite horror, you know.
Yeah. So what
I
about
should
you,
clarify
Stephanie?
that I don't watch horror movies.
Yep, she prefers all the killers from the Your Next movie because she laughs hysterically through the whole thing, just like her mother. She is my mini-me.
What about you, Jenny?
His favorite is Jason.
That I actually heard. Okay, number 5.
The creepiest thing that's ever happened while you were alone.
I don't think that was while we were alone, dude. That was that one night in Louisville.
Oddly enough, I haven't had the creepiest things happen while I'm alone. It's usually when I'm with other people. So you can explain the incident of the house in Louisville.
Well, I was living with her in when we lived in Louisville many, many years ago. The children were babies, and some of them weren't even a glimmer in Willis eye. We were sitting there, and the house kind of went bug nuts. There was a little porcelain cat statue whose head turned around. There was shadows on the wall moving when there was nothing to cast the shadows. The mobiles were staying still, but their shadows were moving. It was a fucking creepy ass night. And we grabbed the kids and we left.
Yes, and we didn't come back until dawn.
Yeah, it's ghosts and stuff don't tend to scare me, but that freaked me the fuck out.
In fairness, that house was very creepy on a typical basis, though.
That house had some nasty shit up in it.
Okay, so Destiny. Creepiest thing that's ever happened to you while you were alone. Yeah, random footsteps and doors creaking.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever lived in anything that didn't have some kind of activity.
Well, no, they seem to be drawn to me, and now with the kids coming into their abilities and stuff, it's even more fun. Shane doesn't have one. What about the incident with the creepy girl? Okay, Richard was in there, okay. Yeah, Shane went to his room one night and happened to look up and saw this girl that resembled the girl from The Ring in his room, and then when he looked back, she was gone.
Well, there's also the monster trucks that used to...
Yeah, he did have the monster truck and the monster hand in the attic of her old house. Okay, so number 6.
If you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? It depends on the haunted house. I am living in the first place I've ever lived that didn't have any paranormal activity at all. So it would depend on, like, would I stay in, like, the house that... what's the name of that fucking movie? Super Haunted House?
The Haunting?
Yeah, that's probably one of them, but no,
The
it's
one with the moving statues, or the House on Haunted Hills?
House on the Haunted Hill, or I wouldn't stay in the Winchester Mansion. So, I mean, it would depend on the haunted house.
Yeah.
I hear a coda trying to break in.
Well, Jay accidentally let him in.
Oh.
Okay, would I stay in a haunted house if I was dared to? Yeah, probably. I've never lived in a house that wasn't haunted, so
What if it had activity like the Louisville house did that one night?
I lived in that house for years.
I said that one night. That one night was fucking wonky, dude.
I don't know. Now I'd probably do it. I find haunted houses fascinating. What
You
about you
are
two?
such a weirdo.
Destiny says definitely not. Screw that. What about you, Shane? Shane says run away in fear. So you
That
know.
would be a big fat no for both of them. Those are definitely my nieces and nephews.
So 7. Are you superstitious? Personally, I do have some superstitions as far as like if your right hand itches, you're going to get money. If your left hand itches, you're going to be spending money. As far as like black cats crossing my paths and walking under ladders, no.
I have basically the same. You know, if your ears ringing, someone's talking about you, stuff like that. But my feelings on like the black cats and stuff. If a black cat crosses your path, it's lucky for me because my cat loves to walk right in front of me, and it's only unlucky when I actually trip on her.
Black cats are awesome. So what about you two? Have any superstitions? Destiny doesn't want to break any mirrors. What about you? He doesn't know. So number 8.
Do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? I used to. Here I don't. My daughter does, and she is raising her hand to go, I do, I do. But I don't. This house is amazingly quiet on the spook front. I don't ever deal with anything like that here.
Just a minute ago, I saw a full-on bushy tail on my peripheral.
Full-on bushy tails are in this house are usually a cat.
No, not right there. And pitch black.
I don't know. Maybe you're crazy.
Well, she is your kid, honey.
She's your niece. And have you met your kids?
So yeah, I definitely do see figures and such, always have. I actually don't see them as much now as an adult as I did as a kid. But I can still feel their presence, so.
I don't think most people see them as clearly as when you're a kid. Kids are usually more open to shit like that.
Well, as a kid, I was always told by my father that I was crazy for hearing spirits or, seeing things.
Yeah.
So I started blocking that out, and as an adult, it just hasn't hit full force, and, What about you two? Do you see spirits or Yep, they both see them too. Alright, number 9. Which urban legend scares you the most? I don't know about that. I'm not afraid of too many urban legends, I don't guess.
I don't believe in most urban legends, so they don't really scare me per se. So, yeah, I don't believe in most urban legends, so.
I think most of them were just constructed to scare teenagers away from having premarital sex.
A lot of them, or, the campfire. A lot of the urban legends are the campfire stories that you tell to get a scare. They're just bullshit.
Yeah. So what about you two? Any urban legends scare you? Okay, so she's afraid of Slenderman, which is a
Well,
really
okay.
lame urban legend. And she's afraid of the urban legends based around the mirror realities.
Oh, you mean like,
Like
Bloody Mary?
not necessarily that, but like the mirror is another reality or
Oh,
a
well,
dimension.
it is a portal into another dimension. That's why they creep me out.
What about you, Shane? Slenderman again. Okay.
Kids these days.
I know, right? So number 10, Miss Taz.
Let's see. Do you prefer gore or thriller? Thrillers, hands down. I don't do gore.
I have to go with thrillers. Gore does not impress me much. It doesn't take talent to cram an hour and a half of blood and guts. I have to
It
have
really
a
doesn't.
storyline. So what about you two? Do you prefer gore movies or thrillers? So Destiny prefers the thrillers, but they scare her more because the gore doesn't scare her. She already knows what's going to happen. And Shane said he prefers thrillers. Yeah, he laughs at gore. My kids are a little demented.
A little?
Well, I remember when he was a toddler and he came in while me and his grandmother were watching Saw. And
I remember that. It creeped me the fuck out.
Him and Richard both laughed through the whole part of it that they saw. And I have to admit, they kind of creeped me out with that one because I'm like, oh my god.
I was like, great, you've raised serial killers. Are you happy?
Okay, so 11. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? I do, yes.
I definitely do. I believe in different realms, and those different realms are most likely alternative dimensions. Besides that, science has proved that there's alternate dimensions that are pressed up against ours. So, I mean...
Well, personally, for me, if you believe that we're the only people here, whether we're talking multiple dimensions or the only life in the entire, universe, you're an egotistical person. I can't believe that we're the only life, whether on this plane or not, What about you two? Justin says yes, she has seen too much Friends. What about you? Shane believes in other dimensions too. Okay, number 12, Miss Taz. By the way, we can hear you clicking over there.
Sorry, dealing with stupid people on Facebook.
Well, tell them to wait. We're busy. So number 12.
Have you ever made a potion of any sort? Several. Potions, oils, incense, and brews. I've made them all.
As far as actual potions, if we're not talking incense and that kind of thing, I can't remember ever making a potion per se. Well, unless you want to count my house blessing spray that I did last month. I guess maybe that would be considered a potion, sort of. So what about you two? Ever made a potion? Destiny hasn't made a potion, but she's did some hard work with jewelry and stuff. Okay, so he says yes. He's made the potion of awesomeness. My kids.
That's putting it mildly.
Okay, so 13. Do you get scared easily? No, I do not.
Oh God, I do. I have an overactive imagination, especially for someone who sucks at visualizing at all. And I watch a lot of supernatural stuff, like Charmed and Buffy, and sometimes my own brain gets to me and freaks me out.
So what do you Destiny? Destiny lies. She says no, but her mom knows that she is easily scared. What about
Her aunt knows that too.
what? I don't get scared easy. Oh, Shane claims he doesn't get scared easy, but I can't count the number of times that I've made him jump.
Well, in fairness, jump scares kind of get everybody. That's kind of what they do.
Granted, so Shane doesn't scare quite as easily as Destiny, but, you know.
Destiny is always freaked out about something.
Oh, yeah. So, 14.
14, have you ever played Bloody Mary? Yes, when I was in 3rd grade in the bathroom mirror at school, and it freaked me out, and I got the fuck out of the bathroom. I didn't see anything, but it scared me. So.
Personally, I have never done Bloody Mary. I did have a kid that I went to school with. I had to have been in 1st or 2nd grade. That was, well, she was trying to give me all of this information on how to kill Bloody Mary and other various things, and I just found the whole thing creepy and just, no. Destiny has tried calling Bloody Mary. I remember that, because I was the one that had to go in and cleanse the house of the negative mojo after that one. So Shane has done the Bloody Mary thing too.
So both of your kids are as stupid as I was. I'm so proud.
So, okay, 15. Do you believe in demons or the devil? I do believe that demons exist, but as a pagan, I do not believe in the devil.
I do not believe in the devil. I do believe in demons. I have seen demons. I have dealt with demons. And some people may not call them demons, just negative entities. I disagree. So, there we go.
So what about you, Destiny? Do you believe in demons or the devil? So she's like me. She doesn't believe in the devil, but she does believe in demons. Shane says he believes in demons, but only because one of his sisters is a demon as far as he's concerned.
That would be Haley.
Yes. Okay.
I could honestly believe that child is possessed by a demon, dude.
It makes me wonder sometimes.
True story.
Alright, 16.
16. You're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do? I tell my dad hi.
If I hear footsteps in my house and I'm home alone, first of all, I'm gonna go check to see if anything's here.
Well, yeah, I'll check to see if something's there, but I also have 3 cats that surprisingly are not nimble or light on their feet.
But if I discover that there's not anything there that I can see, and rule out, things like animals and stuff like that, I'm going to be like Taz there. I'm going to be saying hi to my dad because I know he's still with us.
Yep.
What do you do? Yes, Destiny would run out of the house screaming. That is a very accurate answer. Shane will just act like he didn't hear it and hope that it goes away.
Well, ignoring and hoping it goes away always works.
Okay, 17. If you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? I have no idea. I guess if I had to pick one, I want to be a Nightmare Before Christmas.
I was gonna say the same thing, but again, I'm not sure that qualifies as a horror movie.
I don't consider it a scary movie, but
I don't watch a whole lot of scary movies, so I mean, if I had to be stuck in a horror movie, and I tend to be weenie movies, as Kit usually says. I don't do horror movies because, like I said, my brain fucks with me enough without help. The closest thing I can think of. I mean, I've seen some horror movies, but I'd have to go with Nightmare Before Christmas. I'd love to hang out with Sally and Jack.
Destiny wants to be an army of darkness.
I'll pass on the zombies, thanks.
And Shane, he wants to be in Hush because the killer is a real human being, so he knows he can kill him.
Yeah.
Okay, so 18.
If you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? A witch, of course.
A witch, just like I am every other day of the year.
Exactly.
That's easy.
I'm actually going to be wearing the hat that Lilith made for me, that is the sorting hat, at Halloween this year.
Take pictures.
Of course I will.
Okay, so what would be your costume this time? He says the Mad Hatter. What about you? The Reaper of Souls.
That's funny that he says that, considering that's what you used to dress up as every year.
Oh yes, I was always the Grim Reaper. It was an awesome costume. Scared so many people. A funny story about that was when I didn't even think about it, and I went to visit my grandmother that was in the nursing home dressed as the Grim Reaper. The residents loved it. It was the nurses that were appalled that anyone would even dare walk in there dressed as the Grim Reaper.
That's fucking hilarious.
Okay, so 19. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? I have. I will. It doesn't bother me. As long as it hasn't recently rained. I will not walk foot in a graveyard, sun shining or otherwise, if the ground is wet.
Why?
I've always had this phobia of, like, sinking into the grave. I don't know why. I've had it since I was a kid, and no.
Probably has to do with something of your past life. I've done a lot of things in graveyard at night.
So what about you two? Graveyards at night.
Quiet place to think.
Okay, so Destiny will go at daytime by herself, but at night she has to be with somebody. And according to her, it doesn't matter if it's rained or not because she's not a wuss.
Yeah, right.
What about you, Shane? He'll go at night for Pokemon Go.
My daughter looked at me like I was crazy when I said that I spent a lot of time in graveyards at night. So I'm going to guess that her answer, she wouldn't even think of it. Never mind that she's gone to a graveyard at night before. But, you know, hey, she was little.
Yeah.
In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? That's a good question. I'm gonna guess, you know, a semi-automatic weapon that will take heads off. Tank is my weapon of choice.
Okay, so zombie apocalypse. I want to be Michonne with the sword chopping zombies' heads off. Hell yeah. What about you two? Shane wants a katana. Okay, Shane wants a revolver. I'm going to think that he didn't think that through because revolvers don't hold a whole lot of bullets at one time.
And they have to be reloaded manually. They look cool, but as far as fighting off hordes of zombies, that is a really shitty weapon. I will take my tank any day.
Okay. 21. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? It would depend on the Halloween party, because I'm not a fan of large groups. So if it was a small gathering, hell yeah, I'd rather do the party.
If it was a small gathering of friends, like maybe with a bonfire or something, I'd rather go to the Halloween party, because trick-or-treating requires a lot of walking that I really can't do because of my back.
like these.
And Shane would rather go trick-or-treating.
Well, Shane, in fairness,
Well,
Shane's 13, and that means free candy.
no, he would rather go trick-or-treating so he could scare the little kids.
What a little douchebag.
He's a teenager.
He's a teenage boy.
With little siblings, so, he enjoys scaring. Hey,
True
22?
story. You're in a horror movie. You are the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer. I am probably the comic relief because I am a smartass. And that is how I deal with stressful situations. I make stupid jokes.
As an adult, I have to say, like, your old slasher flicks, like...
Oh yeah, you
stuff
really
like that,
fucking identify with the killer a lot more as an adult.
I have to identify with the killer with, And I mean, really, what are you thinking trying to run through the woods in high heels? Come on, ditch the shoes.
Or running upstairs, because that's the best solution. Especially when there's only one hallway to get upstairs.
Let's run up the stairs and hide in the bathroom and lock ourselves in. Really?
Right, run out the back door, you dumb bitch.
But yeah, I would have to say I would be the smart one, because I have seen so many horror movies. I know what's coming next. And me and my husband, our favorite part of watching scary movies anymore is sitting here making smart-ass commentary of, what they should have done kind of thing. So what about y'all? Which character would you play? So Destiny would be the first to die, in her opinion, because, well, she'd freak out.
She would. She would panic and fucking do something stupid.
Okay, so Shane doesn't want to be the killer, because they always die in a horror movie.
I love his reasoning for not wanting to be the killer. That's a nice, sound, sane reasoning there.
So he wants to be the smart one. The problem with the killer always dies is all the sequels. They obviously keep coming back.
Oh, God, you mean like I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Or the 5,000 Jason movies?
Or the 10,000 Oh, God. Or Freddy Krueger.
Oh, yeah. Okay, 23. Do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? Typically, no. I have seen a couple of horror movies recently. Well, I say recently, over the last couple of years. That did actually freak me out, and it took some convincing myself to actually go to sleep. But it's few and far between.
Didn't Mirrors fuck with you for a while?
Oh God, I will not watch Mirrors again. I have not seen Mirrors 2, and I refuse.
Like, that movie seriously fucked with her. She's always had a thing with mirrors.
So what about you, Miss Taz?
I don't watch horror movies to begin with, so, not typically. But if I do watch something spooky, I tend to watch something goofy before I go to bed, because I have nightmares without help.
What about you two? Yeah. That's right, she watched the Lights Out trailer, just the trailer, mind you, and couldn't go to sleep until the sun came up. So she's definitely one that has to watch something happy afterwards in order to go to sleep. And Shane, he's the same way, so. Alright, 24.
24. Whilst watching scary movies, you are the person who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person who falls asleep. It depends on the movie. I'm all three. I fell asleep within like a half an hour of watching Red Dragon. That movie sucked so hard in the beginning. Apparently it got better, but I don't know. I was too busy snoring. There's been a couple of movies where I'm just like, would you shut the fuck up? Don't run upstairs, you stupid bitch. And then there's some movies where I can't watch it because I don't do gore. I'm a strong empath and it fucks with me.
I don't know, sometimes I am the one that does the yelling at the screen at the people. Not really yelling at the screen, but like I said, me and my husband, we do the commentary of, what the hell are you thinking?
Well, see, that's what I do. I make commentary on almost everything I watch, which pisses my husband off to no end, but it is what
But
it is.
most of your modern day, quote, scary movies are super lame, and I can easily fall asleep through them. What about y'all? Yep, she is definitely a yell at the TV kind of person and cover her eyes when something scary is about to happen. Shane yells at the TV and laughs when they die.
Such a twisted little beastie you've raised.
Oh, man. Okay, so 25. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? I do the scaring.
I am the one who gets scared. Usually I do like to sneak up and scare the hell out of my daughter because she screams like a little girl and it cracks me the fuck up. Because I am mean and horrible and she is glaring at me. Dare you to say something, demon.
So what about you,
You
Destiny?
scream and I'll kill you.
Destiny is definitely the one that gets scared. Shane? Shane says both. I think he prefers the scaring part, but he does still get scared.
Did he just say I get scared by scary people?
They're talking to Willow. She decided to get back up on top of my witchy cabinet.
Well, she seems to be her happiest there. 26, your favorite scary book. I don't tend to read horror, but, as far as literary scary shit, I think anything by Poe, because I love Edgar Allan Poe.
As a teenager, my favorite scary books were the R.L. Stine Fear Street saga and the Super Chillers.
I liked those. I also liked the Scary Stories series, which my daughter now likes. She's a little horror junkie. I don't get it. She must have gotten that from someone else.
As an adult, I don't really read a whole lot of scary books. I guess the last one that I've read that may be considered scary was one of the fictional books by Silver Raven Wolf. I think it was not Murder at Wish's Bluff, the other one.
Oh, I mean, I used to read Nancy Drew and shit a lot. But the problem is with Nancy Drew, it's with most mystery type books and stuff that are considered, I figure out who the bad guy is within like the first couple of chapters.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
there's no appeal.
My little book nerd Destiny. Favorite scary book. Alright, so she doesn't really read scary books, but her favorite type of books are dystopian future, and her favorite is Animal Farm.
It's a good book.
Shane's favorite scary books are R.L. Stine books.
Of course they are.
So 27. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? My parents were a lot different than I am. I'm very selective as to what I let my kids watch. But as a kid, I watched whatever my parents watched. So I've been watching horror movies since I can remember. Because my mother was very much into the supernatural and monster and horror movies.
I think one of the earliest movies that I can remember watching was The Poltergeist. With my family, and nobody in the house slept that night because in the middle of the movie, a knife went flying across the room and stuck in the wall.
Yeah,
And that even freaked my dad out. Nothing freaked my dad out, so you can bet your ass it freaked me out. So yeah, it was.
Well, Destiny doesn't know how old she was. I would say Shane. Shane was probably 4 because he was in pre-K when he saw part of Saw, and I think that was the first one that he watched.
Kay was really little. My mom was watching The Toxic Avenger, and my daughter creeped in and watched it with her, which was not something I found out about until later, and I almost shot my mom because she was like 2.
Ah, nice. Alright, so 28.
I don't remember that.
Thank God you don't remember that.
Was it a horror movie?
Toxic Avenger, my daughter. 28, what was your first Halloween costume? My first Halloween costume, I believe I was a bunny. I don't know. I don't remember my first Halloween costume.
Well, you're gonna laugh at me. I don't remember my first Halloween costume, but the first costume that I can remember wearing, and it was by choice. I was very much in love with the person, was Cyndi Lauper.
My first costume that I remember wearing, that's a different story, and this is so embarrassing. My first costume that I remember wearing, I was a skunk. I liked Pepe Le Pew.
Hey, that's not as bad as Cyndi Lauper, okay?
Hey, Cyndi Lauper's a badass. I love Cyndi Lauper.
Okay. What's the first costume? She dressed up as a vampire, spider shape.
What about you? Shane's first that he can remember is the car, because he wanted to be a car.
Oh yeah, car. Kay's very first costume, what she was a little leopard. And what was the first costume you remember wearing, kiddo?
First one I remember wearing was my vampire witch.
She says the first one she remembers wearing was the vampire witch. She wanted to go as one of the Hex girls for Halloween. And that was an expensive and pain in the ass costume to do, by the way.
I remember.
Yep.
Alright, 29. What are you going to be for Halloween this year? I am planning on not going out for once this year. Typically, I don't dress up a whole lot when we have taken the kids out because they go to a fall festival at a church in town and they don't want scary costumes. And Halloween to me is supposed to be scary. It's not Barbies and princesses. The last costume that I really did was I did zombie makeup and it looked awesome.
This year, since I sit outside and hand out treats, I usually dress up. I will be dressing as a wizard or a witch or whatever. I'm going to be wearing the hat that Lilith made me, which I love, and I'll be taking pictures of that, at least for her. Probably not for public consumption because I don't like cameras, which is why we do podcasts.
You know, you could do like a McGonagall thing with the sorting hat.
If I had the outfit, I have very little in the way of dresses or robes. So
That's
I'm
true.
probably going to be wearing my skirt with a hoodie over it and my jack blanket because it's going to be cold. I live in the mountains of Utah, so.
Well, yeah, it's already getting cold there. Here, we're still having the air conditioner kick on.
Right.
Hey, Texas. Alright, so what about you two? What are you going to dress up as? Now, she's going to be the Cheshire Cat, and her best friend is going to be Alice. Of course, tonight, her best friend dressed up as Tinkerbell, and she was Peter Pan.
Or as she keeps saying.
Yeah, Shane is going to be the emoji of awesomeness.
And Kay is going to be a masquerade chick with a little lace fox masquerade mask. And I'm gonna bloody her up so she looks like a murder victim at a masquerade ball.
Awesome. Of course, my two younger girls, one is going to be a fairy and the other one's going to be a princess.
Let's see. Fairy is going to be Ashlyn. Princess is going to be Haley.
No. Other way around.
Oh, really? That actually surprises me, considering Haley's usually the princess nut.
Haley, I bought some sparkly Halloween makeup, and so she wants to use it, and so we came up with the idea of a fairy.
That's awesome. I like fairies.
And then my other two kids are also going to be emojis. Okay, last question.
Last but not least. Number 30. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, a black cat, an owl, a bat, a rat, or a wolf, what would you pick? Well, I have a black cat, I've owned rats, I've owned a wolf, I love bats, and I love owls. So can I have all of them, please?
Yeah, I'm very much an animal lover, and Willow is not a solid black cat. She is a tortoiseshell, but she's more black than anything. So, and I've had the black cat army before.
Yes, you have.
I've never done the rat thing.
I love rats. Rats are so sweet.
And of course we have Coda, who's
his husky, but
well, he's actually part husky and part wolf.
Oh, is he? That's what Starsky was. He was part husky and part wolf. So that's cool.
I would definitely have to go with owl. I do like bats, but I have a fascination for owls. They remind me of my grandpa, so I would definitely want an owl.
Well, I mean, in fairness, our logo is an owl, so.
Well, Shane says wolf, and Destiny says cats. All of the cats. I love cats. And an owl and a bat, too. So, there you go.
Bats are so fucking cute. I don't understand how anyone is afraid of them. They're so adorable.
Well, we're wanting to put up bat houses around the property to encourage them to come, so.
That's awesome. That's a really good idea.
But that wraps it up, and you made me do the intro this time, so you can do the ending.
Well, that was the spooky Halloween tag, featuring my niece and nephew, Destiny and Shane. It was some smart-ass input from my daughter, Kaylin. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whatever it is that you're watching this. And blessings. Bye-bye.
Have a safe and happy Halloween. And if you have any comments or like to share anything that you're doing for Halloween, be sure and comment.
Oh, I'd love to know what your Halloween costumes would be. And if you do, we tag everybody who watches this to do a response. I'd love to see it. Send us a message on Facebook. All of our links will be in the down bar.
And be sure to share subscribe and like us because it helps get the word out that we're here because we're new and need more followers.
Indeed.
Blessed be.
Blessings. Bye-bye.